What's up, everyone? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Execration entitled The Acceptance of Zero Existence. This is released on Comatose Music. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they're based out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be brutal death metal with a little bit of a blackened technical edge to them. They came out with an album in 2008 called A Feast for the Wretched. Now, I'll be perfectly honest, I thought that album was pretty cool. It was pretty much your typical kind of run of the mill, kind of brutal death metal album, musically, lyrically, that kind of thing. It's what you would expect from a brutal death metal record. Pretty solid. Um, but then 4 years later, we have a brand new album from this band and a little bit of a change in lineup, so to speak. Um, it's 11 tracks and it's 37 and a half minutes in length. And from the minute you put this album on, when you get past the aura of the intro, you can tell that this band has taken a complete 180-degree turn from what they used to sound like. They still keep the brutal death metal mentality intact, but things seem to be a lot more spacey and a lot more technical. And honestly, if this is the kind of sound Execration are going to go for, I think they succeed here with this sophomore album, and it's extremely impressive. Um, the one thing about this album that will instantly grab your attention is how the guitars sound. Just the way that they're tuned, the almost low end palm mute kind of sound going on with the guitars. It sounds really solid. Just the way the riffs are delivered to the more high end tremolo style kind of riffs. It's really good. It's catchy. It's creative. And that's what makes this album something to listen to. Just the intensity and creativity in the guitar tone and the riffs. The same can be said for the bass. It has a pretty comfortable, solid tone throughout. It's audible and clear, very well mixed. It doesn't really get too muffled within the guitar kind of sounds on this record, but still, I think the bass delivers a really solid tone here. Um, Drum wise, the drums have a lot of speed and variations to them, very much Latin in fast blast beats and double bass, a lot of good rhythms, a lot of good fills and rolls. It's an all over the place kind of drum performance, but still I think it's delivered quite nicely and very much up to code with the kind of speed this record has. It's a really good solid pace for this record. Your typical kind of death metal pace. Mid tempo, not too fast, but still it's done just right. And there's some instrumental tracks on this album that really kind of add a little bit of variation to the style and concept of this album. And I mean, every instrumental has a portal theme to it. Like the intro is Through the Portal, the next one is called Further Through the Portal, and the final track, which is Falling Through the Portal. And you can easily tell you're in the midst of what's going on because it sounds freaky, it sounds spacey, outer worldly. Even to the final interlude, it's just a lot of distortion and guitar noise. And then it gets louder and louder and louder, and you're about to reach the end of the portal. You're about to fall through. You're finally about to reach your end, your destination, so to speak. And I think that's pretty unique. And the vocals on this album, the vocals are a mixture of some pretty beastly kind of low guttural vocals, very understandable. The way he delivers the vocals and lyrics are very top notch. And the same can be said with the more higher, raspier kind of deliveries. There's moments when the vocals get layered together, and I think they have a unique kind of effect, an almost vomitous kind of effect. It's like he's literally throwing up on the microphone. But the way he delivers his vocals and the way that he he enunciates himself, it's really awesome. I dig this vocal performance a lot. So overall, this is a very, very good piece of brutal death metal. Very much different from what you would expect from a brutal death metal release. It's far and away different from their debut, and I think that's what they were trying to go for. And they succeed very well. it was 4 years worth the wait in my eyes for this album. So if you're into brutal death metal, if you're into brutal death metal that likes to take risks and try something different, Execration is the band for you. I definitely recommend you check this band out. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would have to say The Acceptance of Zero Existence, the title track, Infernal Rites of Insanguination, um, The Stars Will Make Known My Rage. That's a really good song. And Queen Amongst the Waves. Some really good guitar stuff going on with that song. And I want to say the last two closing tracks, The Great Fall and The First Death. Some really creative songwriting going on there. So, again, the album is The Acceptance of Zero Existence by Execration. This is released on Comatose Music. Check it out, and I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Really solid sophomoric effort from this band. Check out Execration. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Army Ho out.